Ryan, Rory,
Full members.
and we are joined
Our guest.
Carlin.
Hello.
Keep a very strict definition between full members, which of course is not.
Yes, but he's becoming more like one.
Yeah, but I think it's still important to.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. That's an important distinction. I'm not part of the team. Thanks. Thank you for having me. I'm a guest. Thank you very much. I'm not part of the team.
Guest.
Thanks. Thank you for having me.
So the topic is
Fate and destiny. Fate sort of implies a lack of freedom, a lack of free will. There's just some great force that has determined all this stuff, good or bad, is going to happen to you. Destiny? It's often used in a more positive way. It is your destiny. There's something about who you are. This event is meant to happen to you. There's almost a sort of value attached to destiny.
so. Do fate and destiny exist? Are they real?
These are terms that are applied after something happens, as oh, that must have been fate. Oh, that must have been destiny. Or in the cases where these words are used before a thing happens, most likely they're situations that are predictable. So, for example, the man is a plumber. He owns a plumbing business. His son, you could say, his destiny is to become a plumber.
What you're suggesting is then that the concept of fate or destiny is like a meaning-making tool.
Yeah, a meaning-making tool, a sort of narrative tool. Thanks. Thank you for having me. I'm a guest here. Thank you very much. If someone were to say destined for greatness, that sounds good. And if they were to say destined for ruin, situations in which there is great coincidence.
Oedipus uses a pair of spoons to gouge his eyes out. Mozi, the 4th century BC philosopher, he actually criticized the Confucians heavily, and one of his criticisms was their supposed belief in fate. Thought that having a belief like this made it difficult for the commoners and so forth to take responsibility for their actions and work hard for the betterment of society.
Are you wearing a Mozi t-shirt?
Yes, I am. It says, universal love will end war.
There's a WikiHow entry on how to not be fatalistic. Really nice pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
You said Ming, right?
Yeah, Ming.
Which is the Chinese term for fate, life, destiny. It can mean life, like one Ming is one life from beginning to end. Ming is the thing that you should let go along with, right?
Yes, this fate or destiny or whatever the Ming isn't static, but it's moving.
There's the story in the Huainanzi. The old man loses his horse. His neighbors all feel very sorry for him. The horse comes back with a mare. The man has more horses. His neighbors think, oh, this is great. And then his son goes riding on these horses and falls off and breaks his arm. And then a war breaks out and there's conscription, and his son doesn't need to go to war because he's got a broken arm. And then the story ends there, but you can imagine it continuing on. This is kind of like fate.
One of the reasons why fate might be taken so negatively is because a lot of times it is almost described as arbitrary, random, or whatever, and randomness isn't often treated as a very positive thing.
Yeah, if it's random, I guess it doesn't have any meaning. And it just so happens that we have an expert in meaning construction on this show, our special guest Carlin.
Hi, I'm Carlin. I construct meaning.
You're welcome.
Thanks. Making meaning is sort of like a decision, right? If you accept that things are random and that things are kind of devoid of any inherent meaning, then you have to first choose whether or not you want to make meaning.
Could you be anybody other than yourself?
Well, that opens up a massive can of worms.
If you have a destiny and you don't fulfill it, are you still you?
What exactly is yourself? It seems like the penalty for not fulfilling your destiny is you don't live out your full potential, but then it could also be described as your true self. If we interpret it that way, that makes your question a whole lot more interesting.
1 minute second.
Okay, recently I have been learning how to cook the various poultry. Today I cooked a duck for the first time, and I gotta say, its meat is quite interesting to cook, especially if you have a thigh and leg combo. Its meat tastes slightly gamier than chicken. I mean, it's quite enjoyable just watching as it fries over olive oil. Watch it start turning a golden brown from its original red color. I must say, chicken just doesn't satisfy me as much. Thank you all for tuning in. Next topic to be determined.
Seasons?
Okay, sounds good.